Well, sir, what can I do for you?
Well, I have just been talking with the sheriff, and he has a business...
Now, Mason's approach was sneakier. He appealed to my baser nature, suggesting that he might even let me be his replacement in the rigged poker game whenever he had a customer to barber. Well, I gracefully declined the magnanimous offer, but I finally let myself be persuaded to make the formula deal. 3 for 1.
Possible. I think that we might be able to work that out.
That made it 3 down and 1 to go. Oh, Mr. Kern, won't you come in? Kearns was all apologies for the money he and his playmates had cheated me out of. But he was going to make it up to me before I left town. And just to prove there were no hard feelings, he thought I should give him a piece of the pie. Oh, his performance was flawless. It got me right in the middle of my wallet. After about 10 seconds, he broke down my resistance, and I let him force the money on me. In the hall and Mason in the alley, I was in a pickle. The boys were protecting their investment. Me. Well, Pappy had covered a lot of territory, but he never told me what to do in a situation like this. Under the circumstances, any place I tried to go outside the hotel would be in a hearse. So what better pastime than a few hours with Lady Luck?
Hello, boys. Mind if I sit in?
Go ahead.
Well, gentlemen, you have a very lovely little community here in Dade City, and I'm really looking forward to leaving it right now. Excuse me. Sheriff.
Well, you're right, Maverick. Doesn't look like his poster at all. Never would have recognized him if you hadn't set him up.
But, Sheriff, you got it all wrong.
All right, now, I'll admit you could have maybe handled them all by yourself, but I wasn't going to take any chances. Not with $10,000 riding on his head. Give me a hand with him, boys. Better put him away before he comes to.
Be reasonable, Sheriff. How could you possibly confuse me with that unshaven, uncouth Diamond Mike? Now, I'm Pearly Gates, I tell you. Pearly Gates.
This, mister, is just a disguise. You're Diamond Mike. Now sit down, son, and be quiet. I run a nice, peaceful jail here. Pearly Gates, expert on track odds. Honest Hank Mahoney, confidential investigator. William Prentice III, mining claims specialist. Son, you've got more aliases than the Gophers got holes.
Well, naturally, I'm a professional gambler. In my business, they're necessary. Quite often.
You save your breath. Most folks can prove who they are. You can't prove who you're not.
Yeah? Well, maybe not. But they still got laws. Now, I'll sue you. I'll sue you and this whole town for false arrest.
You just do that, son. Only you're going to find it a mite difficult suing anybody while you're swinging from a tree.
All right, all right. We know we've got the right man, but what about the reward? Remember, we're partners, too.
Well, if Maverick took you in, that's his business. But you're going to have to wait till Judge Kincaid and the federal marshal get here.
When's that?
A couple of days, if they're on schedule. The marshal will identify the prisoner. Judge will sentence him. We'll split up the reward.
Oh, I'll get it. I'll get it. I'm being railroaded for his reward, now aren't I? hate to disillusion you, but it won't work. Not in 100 years.
That poster says $10,000 dead or alive. Now, I got nothing against you, but I can't abide noise. If you don't shut up, the marshal's going to identify a corpse.
All right, I'll be quiet. I won't say another word. Providing you let me have a little talk in private with my good friend Maverick.
Well, if that's the only way I can get some peace and quiet around here, you've got yourself a deal. Mason, bring Maverick down here.
Oh, Sheriff.
Maverick.
Thank you.
I hope you don't mind humoring him a little.
Oh, that's the least I can do for the poor soul.
Better give me this. Wouldn't want him to jump you.
Oh, that's a good idea, Sheriff. He's about as dangerous as they come.
If he tries anything, just yell.
All right, boss. Now, you've had your little joke. Now, just go on over there and tell the sheriff who I really am, and then we both walk out of here, and we be good friends.
What about my $5,000?
Well, there's only 500 left. Sheriff's got that.
You have been a bad boy.
I promise you, once I'm out of here, I'll cheat day and night for you to pay you back. Oh, I tell you, these prison bars have a very depressing effect on my nervous system.
It'll only last for 2 more days. Marshal will be back here. They'll recognize they have the wrong man. They'll release you.
Yeah? And where'll you be?
As far as stagecoach can get me in 2 days.
Oh, now there's a comforting thought.
Think of the bright side, Pearlie.
There is no bright side, I tell you.
You've got to mess it.
Me. After the sheriff and his friends discover they're out $10,000, they liable to take it out on me.
Oh, I admit they'll be a little upset.
Yeah.
But after a while, they'll get over it.
Yeah, oh, suppose I don't.
That's exactly the way I felt about you in New Orleans. Oh, Sheriff. Thank you.
Now, Sheriff, now, he's making a fool of you. Now, after he's gone, you're going to be a laughingstock.
We made a bargain, son. No more ruckus, remember?
I decided not to wait for your wire.
It's nice to see you, Marla. But how'd you get in here?
The little old desk clerk is very partial to these. And when I told him I was your sister, well...
I have some news for you. Your fiancé is in town.
Behind bars, you mean?
Marla, how long did you say you were in town?
Long enough to know everything.
Everything.
Everything. Oh, let me tell you. I met the sweetest man. His name is Harper or something like that. He's in funerals and things.
Yeah, it seems to me I've heard of Mr. Harper.
Well, he's heard of you. As a matter of fact, he says that you're going to make him and his friends mighty rich. And then he's going to take all that lovely money and just, well, buy me everything.
What else did you, Mr. Harper, tell you?
I told you, honey. Everything. Oh, I think it's a haul. An absolute haul. That poor little old Pearlie sitting down in that unfriendly, cold jail. But Mr. Harper and his friends are going to be ever so upset when they find out the Gates is simply little old Gates and not worth a penny, let alone $10,000.
What else have you been thinking, darling?
Well, I'd be willing to forget that Gates isn't that Diamond Mike character for just half of the $4,000 you're carrying around.
Well, now, what makes you think I've been carrying around $4,000?
Because I've already searched your room, darling.
Oh. Well, Marla, as far as I'm concerned, you can just forget that Southern Fried accent because blackmail is one word you just can't sweeten.
Poor Maverick. Well, you might as well know the rest. Back in New Orleans, Gates and I were partners, and we intended to divide your $5,000. But he had the bad manners to run out on me.
So you lied to me about that engagement ring, too? Gates bought it for you.
Well, I had to have a reason for you to wire me. You didn't even do that. So now, just put $2,000 in this handbag, this instant, or I'll scream. And if I do, you're liable to find yourself in jail instead of Gates.
Oh, I've no doubt of that. Have a very pleasant journey.
Well, at least I'll go back first class.
Ma'am?
Sheriff Clark. Oh, you look like an understanding man. I've come such a long way to see my fiancé.
Diamond Mike?
Well, since it's likely to be our last meeting, well, could I please see him?
So you'd be the woman he was supposed to meet. Sure, ma'am. Right this way.
My beloved. Oh, now, Marla, honey. Now, I know what you're thinking, and you're wrong. Why, it wasn't that way at all. Well, I was coming right back to you just as soon as I made my killing here.
I know you would have, darling.
Why, of course I would have. See, we understand each other.
Oh, I'm understanding you better all the time, Gates.
Oh, well, now, that's fine. That's fine. Now, I know you're going to do me this one little favor now, aren't you?
Just name it.
Well, all I want you to do is walk over the shelf over there and tell them who I really am.
And then you'll walk out free as a bird.
Exactly.
Oh. Well, I just might contemplate doing that, providing you make it worth my while.
Well, stone broke.
Except for our engagement ring.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be just fine. Hand it over. Oh, Sheriff.
All right, Mama, honey. Go ahead now. Tell the sheriff. Sheriff, Marla, tell him. Marla, you forgot to tell the sheriff something.
Oh, Sheriff, might want to be sure that I thanked you for letting me visit him.
Mine?
No thanks necessary, ma'am.
Oh, Marla, you can't do this to me. Marla, we'll get married. Oh, listen to me. Marla! Oh, Marla.
It looks like we're both traveling first class.
Don't be too sure.
Well, gentlemen, you don't understand. You see, I've given up all of my claim on the reward. It's all yours.
Never mind that. We got more important things to discuss.
I'll always remember you, Maverick, darling.
Let's move.
You mean you're not interested in the reward money?
This is last week's newspaper from El Paso. It seems